Well, hello, and welcome back, guys. I'm Joy, the Detox Coach, and I want to talk to you guys today about something that has just been bothering me. And it's something that I could not have predicted back when this stuff first started occurring back in March of 2020. And that is, I originally thought in the beginning that there would be a ton of people who would turn down the vaccine immediately. Like run from the vaccine. And originally that's what happened. And that is why this agenda has included lots of psychological techniques and ways to social conditioning, a lot of mass conditioning, media conditioning to cause people to be influenced to actually go and get the vaccine. So once people started being persuaded and brainwashed to get the vaccine, at that point, I thought that people definitely wouldn't fall for the whole you need two or you need 2 plus boosters. I thought at some point they would start to realize that they've been hoodwinked, but they are not realizing that they've been hoodwinked. They think that this is still for their health. This is still for their best interest. So recently I saw a post on Twitter where there were droves of people who were saying that they are going to rush their children to get vaccinated. And we're talking 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds. They are talking about, please, I hope my child will be able to get this booster shot. I never would have imagined that there would be people clamoring to get this toxic shot put into their body. I never would have imagined that. I definitely never would imagine that not only are they clamoring to put it in their bodies, but there's also this huge divide where they literally have been brainwashed to believe that if you do not put this toxic shot into your body, that you are now possibly causing harm to other people and you're selfish and you're not considerate of other people. And I never would have imagined that this agenda would be that cunning to where they would get people to turn on one another, to basically rat on one another, turn each other in. There's literally people who are now saying that they hope that it becomes mandated, that they hope that people are not allowed into restaurants or gyms or traveling on planes if they choose not to get this toxic shot put into their body. They went from being on the fence on even if they should do it or not, to now feeling like whatever type of consequence you have for choosing not to do it, you deserve that consequence. Can you believe that? Can you imagine a world where your choice on what you do to your own body, your body autonomy, would you imagine, or could you have imagined, that there would be Christmas parties and Thanksgiving parties and weddings and baby showers that you would not be invited to if you choose not to get this toxic shot put into your body? So not only is it affecting you on a level of, on a social level, but it's affecting people with their jobs. It's affecting people as it relates to where they live and the different laws and mandates and rules that are consequences that they're going to now have to succumb to based on their choice. So I knew that it was bigger than the mask. I did a whole video that went viral on me knowing that it was bigger than the mask. And so when people were laughing at me for getting kicked out of the restaurant for not wearing a mask, I told them in that video that it was much bigger than that. And in time they would see. And now we are at a point where we're seeing that it's much bigger than just a mask mandate. As a matter of fact, take a look at this right here. What you're looking at is something similar to I guess you could call it a QR tattoo. And so MIT researchers are now about to roll out this tattoo, and people will have the opportunity. That's what they're going to see it as. They're going to see it as an opportunity to have this QR code inserted into their skin so that they can be alerted if they are COVID positive or not. So they could be alerted on if they have any of the symptoms, and you can find out, and you feel this sense of safety by having this into your body, implanted into your body. Remember what I said a long time ago. This is not going to be this evil plan that they're forcing you down to taking this. Some people will be forced. However, it always starts out by giving you the assumption. You're under the assumption that it's for your health, that it's for your safety, it's for your neighbor's safety, it's for the world's safety. It always is rolled out like that. So there will be people who are going to run to get in line to get this implanted into their skin. And then it's going to go to the next level, which is already done. It's already waiting to be approved by the FDA. And this is the Neuralink. And there will be other versions of this where you can get a microchip implanted into your hand or your brain they will again say that it will detect sicknesses, viruses, and diseases, and that it can correct certain things, and it will give you all these promises. But what people will not realize is the fine print behind it. What they're able to do with this technology, how they're able to track your every move with this technology, how they're able to go in and suggest things to you where you think these thoughts are your thoughts, but they're not. You are being implanted with thoughts, suggestions, belief systems, and actions that they want you to take, that now they have the ability to do through your consent and access to your DNA and access to the neurons in your brain. You have given them permission to go ahead and go full throttle with this evil, sick agenda and plan that's been put together by freaking psychopaths. Take a look.
In a lot of ways, it's kind of like a Fitbit in your skull with tiny wires.
Neuralink wants to connect our brains to computers, and now it's showed off a device reading a pig's brain signals in real time. But how does it work, and will it turn you into a cyborg? I'm going to break it all down for you. Elon Musk is at it again. This time he was unveiling a new brain-computer interface. It's called the Link, and he says that one day it could cure everything from paralysis to blindness. Now, I'm going to explain all of this to you using the Galaxy Brain meme. Just think, starting off basic, and then I'm going to blow your mind. So step one, the basics. Our brains are made up of billions of neurons, cells with long, spindly arms that send messages via electrical spikes. Those spikes in electricity travel between neurons in a chain reaction, sending messages to the parts of our brain that control speech or movement, for example. When you move your arm, that action started as an electrical spike up here, which leads us to the second part of the Galaxy Brain meme, how Neuralink plans to read those electric spikes. According to Neuralink, your brain cells are kind of like electrical wiring, and rather than just having neurons sending electrical signals, those signals could be sent and received by a chip. Elon Musk unveiled Neuralink's implantable brain chip, the Link version 0.9. It's a brain-computer interface designed to be implanted directly into the brain by a surgical robot. Same-day surgery without a big incision or general anesthesia.
You remove about a coin-sized piece of skull, and then you can just walk around right afterwards. It's pretty cool.
The chip plugs into your brain directly via tiny microscopic threads. They're about 1/20th of the width of a human hair, and they connect with the neurons in your brain to receive and send electrical signals. Importantly, Neuralink says these electrodes won't damage your brain.
If they're inserted very carefully, so that the robot actually images the brain and makes sure to avoid any veins or arteries so that the electrodes can be inserted with no noticeable damage. You sort of think like if you stab something with a wire, surely it will bleed, but actually at a really small scale, it does not.
Now, I can't believe I'm giving you specs on a brain chip, but here we go. It has an all-day battery life, wireless charging, and it's designed to wirelessly connect to your phone via Bluetooth with a range of 5 to 10 meters. And the whole thing, the chip, the surgery, the full cyborg experience, will start off expensive, but Musk says it'll hopefully eventually only cost a couple of $1,000s. He wants it to be about as expensive as laser eye surgery. Okay, so you're with me so far. I'm going to expand the brain meme. We're going to Sparkle Brain, and this is where it gets weird. Elon Musk did a demo and brought out 3 live pigs, one without a brain implant, one who'd had a link implanted and then had it removed without any issues, and a third pig named Gertrude that had had a chip in for 2 months. We got to see a live reading of the neurons in the pig's brain, firing in real time, specifically the neurons that were sending and receiving messages from her snout.
So what the beeps you're hearing are real-time signals from the neural link in Gertrude's head. So this neural link connects to neurons that are in her snout. So whenever she snuffles around and touches something with her snout, that sends out neural spikes, which are detected here.
We also saw the chip predicting the pig's movements based on brain activity. And we saw the electrodes firing and stimulating neurons and lighting up different brain regions. And that opens the door to some pretty game-changing applications for the link, beyond creating some kind of pork-borg. Neuralink's head neurosurgeon, Matthew McDougall, said the first trials of the link would be aimed at treating things like paraplegia. The company said it received FDA breakthrough device designation in July. Now, that's not the same as FDA approval, but it is a fast track to getting a medical device out in the field. But Neuralink doesn't want to stop there, and that is where we go full galaxy brain. There was talk of curing blindness by implanting the link in the visual cortex, treating mental health conditions like depression, anxiety, and addiction, connecting the link to a heads-up display so you could walk around like the Terminator.